three different proteins. As you can see here, we're gonna get into what they are, what makes them different, and when do I suggest using them. First is whey isolate proteins, farm-fed. I'm gonna use this as an example. Whey isolate proteins are over 90% pure protein. So you take how much a scoop weighs and then calculate that versus how much protein. So for example, whey isolate protein will be around 30 to 33 grams per scoop when you take the scoop, and 25 grams of that will be protein. It is very easy for the digestive tract. It will digest within 2 or 3 hours with none or extremely little minimal bloating depending on the product. If you deal with farm-fed, no bloating, no digestive issues, digest very quickly, and the flavor is very rich and very thin texture. When you use it, since it digests very quickly, it's a great replacement for any forms of meat, especially if you're eating a multiple amounts throughout the day and you intake food at least every 3 or 4 hours. All right, next you have regular whey or whey concentrated. So whey concentrated protein is that. It can be a blend or it's usually just regular whey. It will take 4 to 6 hours to digest. It can be, the good ones are 80% protein per scoop, while the bad ones can be 30 or 40%. So what that means is when you take the scoop, the decent ones, 80% of scoop will be protein. The not so good ones will be like 40 or 50%. But the big thing, it is budget friendly. The bad thing is you can have lactose issues and bloating and you start with that. Now the final one is casein protein. Casein protein takes around 8 hours to digest. It's usually taken before you go to sleep, or it's taken to hold back hunger throughout the day when you're not going to eat that often. Now, I recommend taking casein with isolate together, hence why I have like this 50-50 blend that's half is isolate, half casein. It is thicker. It's definitely a lot thicker. Yes, it can cause some bloating issues. It is relatively clean on the macros, but again, its positive and negative is that it takes a very long time to digest. All right, that breaks it down on the different proteins. Me personally, I always use whey isolates because I eat multiple times a day and I need it to digest very fast and I need it to be as clean as possible. And one of my favorites, right, and also one of our most popular is this brand farm-fed. So either of these, you can't go wrong, but they have positives and negatives and you just have to decide which works best